A very good evening to our viewers. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Evening Review. My name is Toiwan Jabela. Tonight on the platform, we are hosting for the first time ever the Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Modestus Amutse, and he is here to fill us in on what seems to be a lot of confusion around the banning of events as a result of the sad and very unfortunate death of our founding president, Dr. Sam Nujoma, on Saturday evening. Thank you very much, Minister, for making time. We are really honored because it's your first time here. I want to read for you from my phone here the message that your ministry put out yesterday. It says that the Deputy Minister of ICT, Modestus Amutse, has urged the nation to refrain from large public gatherings and celebrations that could be deemed as disrespectful during the mourning period of His Excellency Dr. Sam Nujoma, which started on the 9th of February. Then the tweet went on to say, he added, Mr. Amutse, he added that to allow for the continuation of service delivery, indoor gatherings may be taken or may take place. It sounds very much like 2020 again. What's happening here?
Thank you very much. You see, information is power.
Yeah.
And when the nation is better informed, the nation live with an opportunity, or will have an opportunity to make best decisions. Now, the purpose really is to inform the nation that, of course, we are mourning. And we are mourning not just an ordinary person.
Yeah.
We are mourning a person of the caliber, as you have described it. The founding president and father of the Namibian nation, Dr. Sam Nujoma, whose gap we cannot fill, of course. And that's the reason why government then decided, through cabinet, that we have to urge the nation. We're actually appealing to the nation to conduct itself in a manner that best prescribe to an environment of mourning. Now, when we are mourning ordinarily, either friends or our loved ones, we behave in a certain style, and this style would not be associated with celebrations. And that's why we believe that we would understand that at this time, as we are mourning, for us to accord the best respect and honor to the departing president, or departed president rather, we should not associate ourselves with activities that are otherwise to be seen as people celebrating while we are mourning. And these activities could be activities like partying. But we are saying, look, there are activities that are pre-planned. Activities such as weddings, and I want to emphasize weddings. Even in most of the traditions, especially in the African context, if you are to marry, to wed on that specific day, because it's a pre-planned event, it's not something that you probably just stand up in an hour and say, I'm going to conduct a wedding now. So we say those pre-planned events must be allowed to continue. But we must also exercise our own judgment to see whether this activity would be deemed by others as sort of a celebration, or will it be deemed as an activity that otherwise couldn't have been avoided. Now, like weddings, even if the parents of the brides and bridegroom die on the same day, traditionally that wedding will continue. So we are saying we are not preventing that from continuing. A wedding of that nature, or a wedding, should be able to take place because it's pre-planned, and it also ascribes to our nature of who we are as Africans. Now we have activities like sporting activities. And I want to use the phrase sporting because they are different in nature and in type. So we have schools, for instance, who have sporting activities during this time of the year as part of their curriculum.
Yeah.
So it's actually part of their educational programs. These two, we say they should be allowed to continue. So I heard that some schools probably, upon hearing different messages of the nature of discouraging entertainments and or commemorative activities, they also discontinued sporting activities at schools. No, I'm now putting it to the nation that these are not the activities we are stopping. This should be allowed to continue because they are in-house activities. They are at school, and they are part of the education, and education must continue. And there are also activities of sporting activities involving people preparing themselves to go and participate in international events, for instance. We say these activities must be allowed to continue, but what we don't want to encourage is a situation where we have spectators, clapping hands, doing whatever, because spectators also behave in a certain way as a matter of fact, and as a condition of that kind of environment. When you are watching a sport, you probably behave in a certain manner that might be interpreted as also either celebrating the side that is seemingly winning and so on. And we are saying no spectators should be discouraged to attend those activities. But the sporting people, some of them are even indoors. So we say no, those ones can be allowed to continue. And churches is very, very important also. The church services must continue. They will definitely, they are not affected at all. And other activities could include, I said, okay, even funerals. So people conducting their funerals are not interpreted as celebrating because they are also mourning. So those activities are allowed. Otherwise, we are simply saying as Namibians we should exercise our own thinking to determine what could be interpreted as parting, for instance, commemorative events, and so on, and refrain from them. But we are only appealing in respect of this period where we are mourning the departure of our founding president. So in a nutshell, that is actually what the message is all about.
No, thank you, Minister, for that elaborate explanation. I find it a bit excessive. Personally, I have publicly criticized the pronouncement, especially the one that was made by the Minister of Sport. And I said that President Nujoma, knowing who he was, wouldn't have allowed things to be done this way in his name. Because when our late President Gengo passed away last year, I remember it was the news came on a Sunday morning. And I remember, for example, that weekend I was at the coast waiting to watch Blue Waters and Chula Chula to play in that town, and it was called off. And we understood that the Premier League matches for this weekend, we cannot be playing football this weekend. But now in this case, we are not even we do not even know yet, unless you've made an announcement. I know you're coming from the Government Information Center now. That we do not even know yet how long the mourning period would be. And already people have said during that indefinite period that these activities are cancelled. I like what you're saying when you say we are appealing. You are appealing to the conscience of people to exercise their own thinking. But many people will be scared if you are told by government that don't do it, even if you are told that you may do it but exercise caution, you're already scared. What if government doesn't fund our sport code again next year because we defy the thing? But some things are obligatory. Some matches have to go ahead, for argument's sake.
No, that's a very good question, and I like it because you are actually asking it on behalf of many. Yes, we are saying there are conditions and situations that are, or services that are obligatory.
Yeah.
And that's why we say the pre-planned activities, we also don't want to disturb them.
Yeah.
But of course, the people must also exercise their own precautionary set of measures to say, does it best prescribe to the condition and environment we find ourselves in, or should I rather reschedule? So it's really upon to the people to exercise that discretionary decisions.
Yeah.
But other than that, you see, we have activities like a presentation, for instance. People have to come and present to your office on certain service, about certain services. So these activities continue because we say service must be allowed to continue.
Yeah.
And that's why even the gatherings, I say churches, because they deliver a service to the congregation members. So this trade, for instance, these activities will continue. So it's rather difficult to define all the activities.
Yeah.
But I want to leave it to the public to say we are mourning. We as government, we are appealing to our nation to say, let's do all best that we can at this time to mourn together. Yes, because we are not celebrating. So that's definitely the understanding I want to create. There are also people who may say, well, I have a cooker shop.
Yeah.
And they are different in nature also.
Yeah.
Should I open it? Should I close it? No, we are not ordering people to close shops because this trading.
And
bus,
again, the bus.
Of course, we have not issued any moratorium to close bus. All we are saying is that we are Namibians, or we are people living in Namibia, or visitors in Namibia, and we know that the nation is mourning. All we are appealing to everybody is for us to behave in a manner that best prescribed to the environment in which we find ourselves, which is an environment of mourning our founding president. So if you are at the bars, dancing, jumping, and doing what? Now, in your own conscience, does it tell you that you are doing the right thing at this moment? Probably to many people it will be a no. So that is the no we are looking for. So that we all move together and mourn together as a nation. And also learn to do things together. Not by force. But we are saying, let's do it together and let's show that respect also together. Look, other nations are also looking at us. Of course, the world is also mourning with us. And that they want also, they probably could also be an expectation from them to see us prescribing to that environment in which we are, not celebrating as if nothing happened. Or definitely that's a communication. That's what we are communicating as government to our people. Somebody was asking now, if I don't adhere, what will happen to me? My answer would be, nothing may happen to you. Because it's an appeal. We are appealing. We are urging. We are discouraging certain conducts. So, and we believe that our people will listen. And I know Namibians do respect have been respecting the founding president. They still respect his legacy. And I strongly believe that 99.99% of the people will adhere to this, and likely also to understand the purpose and objective of this message.
Absolutely. We are going on a very short break, and then I return with our Deputy Minister of Information, Modestus Amutse. We continue our conversation with Modestus Amutse, the Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Technology. Now, Minister, some of the ideas that are being put out by people who agree with you in principle is that, for example, that the best way to celebrate the legacy of President Nujoma and to pay homage to his departure is to allow things like sport to continue and make sure that every sport event is maybe started with a moment of silence, a minute of silence. In football, we see, for example, in Europe, people wear a small black armband here just to show that we are mourning. Because isn't that a bigger way to celebrate the legacy of President Nujoma as opposed to grounding people at home in sorrow?
Well, everything may contribute in a certain way, contribute good or bad. Now, when people are at events, different events including sporting, they also behave differently because everybody comes from his own environment and behave his own way. When he's very happy or very sad. Now, activities of sports normally stimulate happiness in many cases. Either you are teasing each other because your team is winning, or you are overexcited because you are achieving. So now that excitement of spectators who might be in numbers may as well develop into sort of a celebration. And that is the environment we wanted to discourage when we say maybe if people are exercising, training, that's fine. But when we are to host, competitions of sporting nature at this moment, that's what we think it will not promote the unison that we are looking at. During this time. As much as we are celebrating the legacy, we are still mourning. And this is a very short period of time. Of course, we will soon also announce the specific time, but it's short. So in this short time, I don't see us losing out much in general if we don't go and attend to sporting activities as spectators. Because those who are training, they go ahead. Because our focus is on competitions where you invite, allow spectators to come and give you support. That's what we think may not be the right thing to do at the moment.
On that, Minister, does government has a clear picture of sport? Because sport is often interpreted as just people celebrating. Shuambo will be saying, Udhano is like people are just playing. Do you see as a government that sport, to some people, sport is what your job and mine is to us? When Modestus Amutse wake up in the morning to go to MICT to do his job and get paid end of the month, to sport, there's also someone to whom sport is exactly that. The livelihoods of people being put on hold. President Nujoma wouldn't have wanted that for anyone.
Of course, His Excellency Dr. Sam Nujoma would want to see everybody succeeding in his or her own career or life in general. He would love to see an improved livelihood for everyone. And he would want to contribute to the well-being of every person. But again, we are saying this is the mourning period. This is definitely a short period. And don't be surprised that there are also no many scheduled events of the nature of what you have put to me. Generally at this time of the year, and I was also following the known events in Namibia, for instance, boxing and so on. Well, this might not also affect really many of those scheduled events. But if they have negatively impacted on some, maybe it will be very few. Again, we are saying pre-planned activities may continue, but again, it is up to the organizers and the players, the participants, to judge whether it's the right time to do it. Because we are not suspending the benefit of that person from that activity. We are simply saying, let's shift it to tomorrow instead of today.
Yeah.
And the person will still have an opportunity to achieve. And we will still give the opportunity to that person to exercise and continue to be fit to participate in that specific game.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's maybe the last point on sport. I just checked the sports calendar that we have, that we have compiled here very early late last year already here at NMH, and I know, for example, that there are some international fixtures in different sport codes, whether it's tennis or cricket or whatever, in which Namibia is a host.
Yes.
And the danger with cancelling, let's assume that AFCON, just maybe it's an excessive example, but if AFCON, the African Cup of Nations, was being hosted in Namibia, and Namibia is the host, and then there was this kind of ban, as much as it is a soft ban, you'll be penalized as a country by FIFA or CAF to say, Namibia, you've allowed political interference, and therefore you have to pay penalties by being banned from future competitions for a period of time or whatever. That is my fear. But on the issue of gatherings, that is the one that I don't understand. If we say music shows, if we are more specific and say there are no music shows that may be hosted across the country or whatever, which I think still it would be a bit unfair, because imagine there's a DJ coming from South Africa. You've pre-planned this whole thing. The DJ has to be paid a deposit, and you've paid for tickets and whatnot, and then you've sold tickets, and then you are told you cannot. And these events are organized by young people, the majority of whom do not have jobs, as per the recent statistics. But the gatherings in nature, because people are asking, for example, maybe different towns want to observe, to do some vigils, night vigils in recognition of the late president's contribution. How are we going to deal with those kind of things?
Yeah, there are certain things that are very difficult to deal with, and that's why we are asking for the contribution of everyone to achieve the objective of mourning His Excellency, the Founding President, in the best honor that he deserves.
Yeah.
Now, and coming back to your earlier question, you see, I don't believe that other nations or bodies would enjoy conducting certain activities in a country where people are mourning, because their natural conscience will definitely direct them to do the right thing, and that's precisely what I think of big bodies, the different bodies that are involved in sport. I think if they will apply their conscience and definitely not enjoy being in a country demanding for sports to continue when the nation is mourning, I think they will rather come to mourn with us. They are likely to do so rather than to come and play. And again, I say there will be maybe those isolated cases of events that might be badly affected, but that's not our intention. Our intention is simply to mourn His Excellency the Founding President in a style that best suits the character of who we have been, or best ascribed him or to him. So therefore, a person who's probably booked to come and play music or so, that music show would ascribe to a sort of a celebration, entertainment, And personally, I would not feel comfortable to celebrate in that fashion.
Yeah.
When my nation is mourning a person like His Excellency, the Founding President.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm alone. I really believe it's many. Like I say, maybe 99.99% will think like me, that would not be the right thing to do in these few days when we are mourning His Excellency, the Founding President. Hence my appeal again to my nation, so that we stick together, we mourn together in a style that best ascribe to the honor that we want to accord our departed president.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to those who are saying we are celebrating the life because there's death, which is a sad occurrence, but some are saying we refuse to cry. We refuse to cry. We are going to celebrate Sam Nujoma's life. In what way do we celebrate the president's life?
You see, don't be surprised if you find them crying, actually. You know, tears, vividly running down while their mouth saying different words. Because it all depends, words depend on the context in which you put them. So in that context, it actually just saying, we appreciate the contribution, the teachings, the grooming of leaders, that His Excellency, the Founding President, have left us with. So he didn't leave us empty-handed. He taught us how to be patriotic Namibians. He taught us how to demand for our rights. He taught us how to unite as a nation and how to work together to ensure that whatever we do benefit not only ourselves, but the larger population, because that's why he say people united for a common good of every person will always emerge victorious. And that is a good teaching, and those are the legacies people are referring to. Those are the celebrations people are referring to, saying, okay, he departed, but here with us are these legacies. Yes. So we are empowered even if he is no more. We will ever think about him in whatever we do. Because even when he was no longer a sitting president, some of us in our conduct of every day, whatever we do, we think about him. We think about whether my action would definitely harm his feelings, or will it honor his teachings and aspirations. So that drive actually have been living with us and commanding our actions of every day. So those are the celebrations we are talking about, and many people are talking about, but not necessarily to say now we are celebrating because he's no more. That's definitely not the context.
Absolutely. In 30 seconds, Minister, we appreciate your time, but in 30 seconds, is there any new announcements regarding what is coming up in the coming days regarding the events?
Of course, the government is still planning at different stages, preparing for this period in every aspect. And I can announce also here that starting today, every day 16, from 1800, we will conduct a service at his residence, and the government will definitely have full hand in that one. But of course, the public henceforth is also allowed to go, whether from 1800 onwards, or to go the normal way we go when we are to go and greet people who are mourning. So that one is open for the public from every day from 1400 to 1600 hours. So that is the the information I also wanted to share with the public, because now we are trying also to formalize the event so that people know when to go and when to do what and what type of activity one want to participate. For instance, if you want to go to the formal one, then you know it's from 18 o'clock every day until we come up with the announcement, probably very, very soon. Today or tomorrow, we will definitely also announce to the public the mourning period. Of course, you know, these kind of things need lots of consultations so that we all concur, and I think we are there. It's a matter of just facilitating certain procedural issues. Then we announce to the public as well. What is important is that the Ministry of MICT will continue to update the nation from time to time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you very much for making time.
Oh, thank you very much. And let's mourn our hero in a decent way.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Modestus Amutse, speaking to us about some of the announcements made this week insofar as our conduct as a country should be during this difficult period. Thank you for watching.